Bienvenidos. Soy la Bruja Espinada and I am here with a very special full moon reading. So let's get started. We are currently in Mercury retrograde. So if you've been having any issues with communication, technology, it is tough. Luckily, my issues have not been so severe, just minor first world issues, but nothing too bad on my end. But how is it treating you? Also, this full moon is a very special full moon for 3 different reasons. This full moon is the blue moon, the Sturgeon moon, and a super moon as well. So let's see how that's going to impact you. It's going to impact everybody differently, of course, especially depending on what stage of your healing you are currently in. And we come with the Page of Pentacles. This has a lot to do with resources, which is very interesting considering that one of the things that this full moon will impact has a lot to do with abundance. It could be abundance in anything, love, happiness. It could be negative abundance. It depends on what stage you are in your journey. But Page of Pentacles, of course, has a lot to do with beginnings in regards to resources. Are you going to be coming into some sort of financial abundance? Are you going to be dealt some information that might benefit you in building a business, building a collaboration, building something towards what you've been trying to financially sustain? But Page is a really, really big factor because Page is a beginner mode, and I've given a similar message in the past on learning how to be financially healthy. One of the things that we tend to do, especially since full moons are the time of manifestation, where you speak into existence the things that you want, and you speak it as in the current I am. For example, I am financially free of, financially free. I am financially abundant. I am financially successful. It's the I am statements that you currently are, even though you may not be there yet. That's the manifestation part. But one of the things that I mentioned this before, we tend to think about, if I had the stable finances that I need to be content, I could do so many things with it, pay bills, whatever the case may be. But when the Page of Pentacles comes out, as it is a beginner card, as you are working towards these things, one of the biggest things that needs to be done is working on how to behave when you have these finances. A lot of the times where we don't know how to budget, we don't know where to invest our monies, we don't yet understand what a healthy financial investment may be. We don't exactly know where to invest, how investment works, how the money keeps flowing as you give it. Who are you going to invest in so that the money keeps coming around? That's something that you need to learn, especially when you're working towards financial freedom. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands, the King of Wands. We have the Moon, the Page of Swords. We have Strength. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Wands. Okay, I'm gonna pull this last card. Don't mind the little face, the little grimace that I made. And the Six of Cups. I'm gonna stop right here. Because I will pull more cards. I'm called to, and I'll let you know what all this means. So, getting into it. The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands Okay, so typically the Five of Wands is struggle. The Five of Wands is struggle. It is, but it shows your determination. And that's also highlighted with the Six of Wands. It's that determination of not giving up, of moving forward, of making that impact, of overcoming the struggles that you have been facing. There's a lot of wands here, which is very surprising considering that this has a lot to do with abundance. Now, again, I say resources and abundance, but most of the time, I'm just going off of this. What typically happens is when we talk about abundance and we talk about resources, it's financial resources. So the Six of Wands, determination, it has a lot to do with passions. It has a lot to do with your interests, the things that you want to achieve, the things that you've been wanting to work on, and heading towards what it is that gives you that fulfillment. A lot of the times we are taught, well, I don't want to say we are taught, some of us are taught that you have to sacrifice what it is that you enjoy doing in order to put bread on the table, in order to be able to help family, whatever the case may be. You have to put your passions aside because that's not what's important. That's not what you know, again, puts bread on the table. And chances are that might be something that you've had to deal with the majority of your life. Maybe not all of you, but some of you. Or it might be that you've been put in circumstances where you've had to make changes in order to provide. And so this could also be work related. It doesn't necessarily have to be family related. It doesn't necessarily have to be in that case, but let's say that you've been working to move up in a workplace, get promoted, achieve those success goals, and yet you've been placed on the bottom tier, not allowed to move up because you are being used to train others. And so you feel that effect of you kind of are guilted into the state of, oh, but you have to help these people, so I can't move you up. And so you're made to sacrifice because you've allowed people to guilt you into putting others before yourself. That's another example. I just put that out there. Not necessarily that it's meant for anybody, but just an example of how these things, when it comes to resource and abundance, it can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial. It's just typically in everyday worlds, we deal with finances, right? But we're talking about passions, whatever that passion may be, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a skill that you have that you've not been able to fully harness. This is what is popping up. You're going to be superseding that. And it's reinforced by the King of Wands, a master of this, a master of determination, a master of passion, a master of that fire that keeps you going. So it is very interesting, again, because we jump from Page of Pentacles to a King of Wands. A King of Wands is, again, a master of that. They have learned how to navigate, how to rule, how to look around the struggles. They look at the bigger picture and how to proceed forward strategically in order to make something work. Now, when we go from Page of Pentacles to King of Wands, that's a good sign. That's a good thing, saying that, hey, if you've been wanting to get back into what your passions are, right now's the best time. You will be able to figure out how to make it work, right? So then we're followed by the moon. Now the moon, especially on the, as we're going into the super Sturgeon blue moon, we are learning to connect with our intuition. So that's very important. As we are learning with the Page of Pentacles, the moon is something that I think I've talked about before as a lesson, as a word of wisdom, is you have to, it's all tying together now that I'm looking at the cards as a overall. So you have trusted your instincts in the past, they have failed you, or things haven't gone exactly how you wanted them, or things might have fallen through. That's not a bad thing. because it's a learning experience, right? And so if we want to jump ahead, right, if we want to jump ahead, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is it is an indicator of reminiscing. It is an indicator of like memories, of thinking about the past. It's that symbolism of when people get together and how they share memories, right? Like everyone holding a mug and talking about the good times, the bad times, you know, sharing those lessons. But as we bring it back to the moon, when you look back on these things, when you look back on all the hurt that you've had to deal with, all the struggles that you've had to deal with. So we have the Nine of Wands and the Six of Cups, and that's all about struggle and remembering. The thing is that as you're moving forward, again, as you start anew with something new, trying to overcome what it was that did not tend to work out, as you rebuild towards a new way of life, a new way of thinking, a new way of moving forward, you really have to learn how to trust your intuition. And you can think, my intuition has failed me in the past, this hasn't worked out. But what I'm connecting is every single reading so far that I've done has a lot to do with learning how to trust yourself again. It has a lot to do with learning how to trust yourself again. And if there's any recommendation that I can give, especially when we have the Page of Swords, where we are relearning how our words, our voice has an impact. Now, the Ace of Swords, again, like the Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, like the Page of Pentacles, is you're relearning something. You're in a stage of relearning, and because it is swords, it has a lot to do with air. It has a lot to do with your airway. It has a lot to do with how you project and how you say things, and especially during this full moon, Super Sturgeon blue full moon. Take this time to go outside, look at the beautiful moon. You can do it today, tomorrow, and the day after. That's when the moon is at its fullest. And, you know, again, thank the moon for the protection, guidance, everything. And especially if there's something you're going to manifest, I highly, highly recommend that while you're there, you look head on to the moon and you say, I trust myself. Manifest that. Manifest that. I trust myself. I trust my intuition as I move forward. I trust my gut moving forward. I trust my gut with the truth, not my trauma. Ooh, I know that hit somebody. I know that hit several of you. It's hard to overcome, but you're at a state right now where you are learning how to harness your voice to the maximum level. Whew. Ooh, I felt that one. Oh my goodness. Let's take a sip. I know that one got a few of you. Anywho, moving forward, this is going to help you build strength. This is going to help you as you overcome that trauma. That's going to help you moving forward. You are a strong individual. And yes, it sucks to have to constantly be the strong person, but that doesn't mean that when you feel vulnerable that you're weak. Vulnerability is not weakness. And trust me, as someone who hated to feel vulnerable, hated to cry, hated to be in that like, no, I gotta be a tough bitch. It doesn't matter. That's strength also, because that's truth. Truth is your strength, right? Truth is your strength to achieving what you want in the future. Now, as we move forward, we have the Two of Pentacles. Decisions. Twos tend to come out a little bit more during these readings, but it's because you have that ability and you have that choice. That is your gift. You have free will to choose what you want to do as you move forward. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to not take that risk because you're not willing to trust yourself again? Because who can you trust? If you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? And yes, there's times where anybody reaches a point in their life where even they feel that they can't trust themselves. You have to learn. You have to learn, relearn, unlearn, relearn how to trust yourself. Because this is a learning experience. Again, you have that choice. Moving forward, you have that choice. There's that pain. There's that pain you've experienced. And yes, there may still be pain in the horizon. We're not fully released from pain. There's new pains, whether the only thing that changes with pain is the gravity of the pain. Sometimes pain may be harder than others. And some we can easily overcome than others. But in this instance, as the Wheel of Fortune moves, you will be dealt a different hand every single time. It depends on how you proceed. But that's the thing. As you learn and relearn and unlearn and relearn, you learn what changes to make. Otherwise, the cycle keeps repeating itself. Are you going to let the cycle repeat itself? What did you do this time that you can do differently next time? That's how we learn, right? That's how we relearn. It's like, okay, it failed this way. I couldn't trust this person. It fell through because of this. The timing wasn't right. Okay, now as you move forward, if you were to be able, and that's the thing, it's like, oh, if I could have done things differently, okay, remember that. Go through it. Reminisce about that. If you could have done things differently, how would you have done it different moving forward? That's where the King of Swords, I don't know why that one slipped out. That's why the King of Wands comes out. You relearn and you have a mastery of figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And you can try to take tips from other people. They can try to guide you, but the reality is you will only learn through your own experience. Okay, that had to be said, and it was said. So you have that choice. Again, so you see we have 2 kitty cats here, and then we have 2 more kitty cats here. The choice of your Wheel of Fortune and which way it spins, how fast it spins, is up to you and the choice that you make if you want to proceed to learn and trust your intuition on what feels right, what doesn't, speaking what you truly want, not what you don't want, on how to handle that abundance. Now, this is why this also comes out. We have 2 more wand cards. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is burdensome, a struggle, trying to overcome that obstacle. And then we have the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is celebration. It is a celebration. It is successful companionship, successful partnerships, successful collaborations. That doesn't necessarily mean it's with a partner, but it could be a romantic partner. It could be friendships. It could be business partner. It could be anything. But it is celebration. It is a union. It is coming together. And this could be with spirit. It could be with the divine. It could be with your higher power. Whatever the case may be, whoever guides you, whoever words you're listening for, there is good things coming. You just gotta speak what it is that you want wholeheartedly with your chest, trusting yourself in the process. And yes, you may be reminiscent, thinking about the past, like, hey, yeah, this worked, this didn't work. It sucked, it hurt, the failure, the struggles, the obstacles. But this is also a reminder that you need to not sit in that thought process too long. You need to not sit in that process too long. And the reason why is because we have the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is an indicator of overcoming financial struggle. It is overcoming those resource burdens, whether it's because you don't know enough people, whether it's because you didn't have enough money at the time, whatever the case may be in regards to resources, you didn't have enough information. This is overcoming that. Again, the Five of Pentacles with the Rider Rate, the tarot cards everyone know, it is someone or a group, a pair of people that are in tattered clothes outside of what looks like a castle in the snow. That struggle, that financial struggle. You're overcoming that slowly but surely. But it's learning when it comes to managing resources, how to manage the best, and trusting your gut that you're making the best possible decisions to overcome that. It's your choice. Remember, it's your choice whether or not you're choosing to struggle. You pick your struggles. What struggle do you want to deal with? Only you know what you're capable of withstanding when it comes to your strength. Only you know that. I feel like that hit a nerve for some people also. Let's move on because, okay. 10 of Wands, again, all that struggle. Follow with the 9 of Wands, a lot of struggle. Not saying that there's going to be struggle, but understand that to overcome those financial burdens, there are struggles to overcome. They're not there. If you know that there is a rainbow at the top of a mountain, and at the top of the mountain is all the gold that can possibly keep you happy in your life, you have to make that struggle to ascend the mountain. That's the struggle. It doesn't necessarily mean like, the concept of yin and yang is very interesting because it's like misunderstood in a lot of concepts. But the thing is that in order to achieve and feel that fulfillment of accomplishment, there is some struggle to get there. And yes, it sucks. And yes, you know, you're going to scrape yourself and get some bruises and whatever the case may be. You're going to feel tired. You're going to want to take breaks. That's okay. The thing is that the issue that a lot of people have is that they don't want to face that. No one does. No one wants to face that. But you could be sitting on a rock trying to live life, not interacting with anyone to avoid heartache, to avoid pain. And guess what? Sitting on that rock, there's still weather. There's still bugs. There's still the possibility of getting a sore on your behind for sitting as long as you do, getting a muscle cramp for sitting as long as you do, becoming dehydrated, because nothing's going to be brought to you. Struggle is there. It just depends on how you observe struggle. But if you have hope, and Star is the hope card, that is the key indicator to hope. If you have hope, don't let your hope die. It may dwindle, but if you trust yourself enough to give yourself that chance, you will achieve all that you're trying to achieve. You just gotta trust yourself enough to do it. Okay. So I'm gonna stop there. Oh, okay. Because I was going through them to see like if there's anything additionally. It's honestly me repeating myself at that point. We have the 9 of Swords, struggle, pain, difficulty. Then we're followed by the King of Pentacles, a new level of mastery, especially when it comes to resources, financials, things like that. And we have the 9 of Cups, good, reminiscent feelings, abundance. And then we have Temperance. So Temperance is the card I'm officially going to stop on. I told you all this before. Temperance is patience. You have to have hope. You have to have patience. You gotta trust yourself, because you are the one that has the ability to make that choice. Okay, let's stop there. Let's go with the Mighty Fates. Mighty Fates. What additional lesson do you have for our watchers regarding this reading? Ooh, okay. Connect to heart. Connect to heart. I feel like we had this one recently. Connect to heart. So as you see here, we have 2 puppies. This card asks you to connect to the heart space. This is a place of bravery, integration, vulnerability, and compassion. This may mean pushing past any fear you may have and opening up to true connection. This may mean finding forgiveness or empathy. This may mean softening. Remember, we talked about vulnerability. Most of us have layers of defense mechanisms around our heart that prevent us from being present, from receiving love, from giving love. This card asks you to examine what armor you can let go of and where you can nurture yourself in this space. I don't make this shit up, guys. I don't make this shit up. It's that, where'd I put you? Gotta connect to your heart. Gotta rebuild that trust. Animal spirit guides. What additional messages do you have for our watchers? What additional messages do you have for our watchers as we close this reading? We have 2. We have, mouse spirit, tend to the small things. And then we have beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. Very important when you're starting something new. We did have the tower card a few times. I think the last reading we had the tower card. And that's breaking down, let the foundation fall away so you can build something new, something stronger, something better. So let's start with mouse spirit. I just had you. Where did I let you go? Mouse spirit. The humble mouse pays attention to the smallest details, and mouse spirit calls on you to notice the nuances and the fine print at this time. In your eagerness to meet your goals and pursue your dreams, it is easy to forget the importance of clear communication. And we had the Page of Swords. And tending to the little things, including people's subtle signs that they are unhappy, as well as a small voice inside of you that says, this doesn't feel right. That's that intuition. Take your time to sniff out what you need to know. Is there some detail or nuance about how you engage others or operate in the world that is key to your success, but you're too readily dismissed as nothing big or nothing special? Mouse Spirit reminds you that what seems small may be more important and powerful than you think, so look again. Do not underestimate yourself or your potential for co-creating with something amazing when you pay attention to the details. Are you too caught up in details, micromanaging others, and stressing out because you want everything to be perfect? Are you procrastinating because you want every detail to be just right and losing track of time and your priorities? Mouse Spirit wants you to listen to your intuition that tells you that the detail you fear you are overlooking and will only appear when you stop obsessing. Mouse Spirit will lead you to the nuances you need to notice and will diligently work to support you if you take a breath and trust that guidance. Ooh, someone really needed to hear that one. I missed a spot. Or was it? If you take a breath and trust that guidance will be provided. Small gestures carry great power right now, and maybe you need to take action towards discovering what is going on that you may not be seeing, or toward mending a relationship or situation. Ask a question, do a little research, and listen for Mouse Spirit's quiet little squeak telling you, look here and attend to this detail. I can't make this shit up. I tell you. Let's see. Here we go. Beaver Spirit. Beaver Spirit is here to tell you about a power living within you that is born of spirit, the source from which all life arises. This is the power to establish the sacred connection with the universal consciousness so you can deliberately co-create the world you desire. Know that it takes work, determination, and sustained effort to co-create and lay a solid foundation for your dreams. If, with spirit as your partner, you will bring the twigs and branches of your intentions and desires and spread them across the river of time. You'll be amazed what you can do. You will find that you can even change the direction of the flow of life. You can ensure that your world will be prosperous and purposeful, filled with love and joy, and rich with magic and meaning, that abundance. That which you desire will come to you and remain sustainably if you build a sturdy foundation. Keep your intention and energy consistent and deliberate, using all your resources and the energy of this wonderful, productive time. Have faith, for with spirit, to co-create with you, your success is assured. Spirit is your partner, helping you along as you change the course of your life in the way your heart desires. Beaver Spirit has come to warn you to check for rotten wood in the foundations of your dreams. Perhaps you built your hopes on faulty promises or wishful thinking that something would work out just because you wanted it to. Maybe you made choices from a place of unworthiness, hoping that once you got what you desired, it would somehow change you and make everything better, that you had to face the truth that it didn't. Or Beaver Spirit may be telling you it is time to accept things as they are and perhaps consider abandoning the project, relationship, or situation so that you can make room for something better. Perhaps you need to go back and rebuild a solid foundation because what you desire may not be in alignment with what your soul intends. Beaver Spirit says you can always get busy and build something fresh and new if the desire is true. All manner of miracles can spring up from a new strong foundation when you remember your partnership with Spirit. Be clear about what you're building and why, choosing from a place of worthiness, well-being, and wholeness. Self-understanding and acceptance will provide you with a solid blueprint to begin with again. Get busy now. Beaver Spirit says this is not a time to procrastinate, but a time to start building again. Always mindful of the foundation you're laying, trusting that Spirit is co-creating with you. Well, damn, it pretty much just reiterated everything I freaking told you today. I can't make this shit up. I sincerely hope this message helps. Go tell the moon that you trust yourself and trust yourself moving forward. Don't give up hope. Make the right choices. So, hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time.